Today, we're going to talk about business models and solutions. But before we start, let's agree that we must fundamentally and comprehensively understand problems before offering solutions. This is so important because a lot of times we have an idea, whether it's an idea for a product or service, or an idea to start a business, or an idea within a company that we work with, and we just kind of want to jump into creating it. Now, if we don't understand it fundamentally and comprehensively, if we don't do our research, then the chances of success are really no greater than luck. So, before we start identifying and designing solutions, let's agree on the following fundamental steps. First, it's important to study the industry. An industry is a set of businesses that provide similar products and services. Let's study those industries. What do they do? What do they not do? And then what do the customers say about what they do and what they don't do? Where are those gaps? Are there things that the customers are constantly saying that these companies are not providing, or they're not providing well? Okay. So, this is really important because this helps you understand one, what the industry does, meaning what are the solutions that are already out there and how will my solution measure up against that one? And then what do the customers say about it? So that is a huge valuable piece of information that will play a critical role in the solution that you design or you decide to implement. The next most important thing is understanding your own business model. The rest of this presentation is really focused on the business model and understanding the business models, but it's pivotal. If you understand the industry, then you understand what other companies do, you understand the customers and what the customers say about what those companies do. And then when you're analyzing your business model or you're designing a business model, then you really want to understand where you fit into that whole picture. Will your solution address the problems that the customers are having? If it does, that's great. If it doesn't, then how will you be different than all those other businesses, right? So that's one of the key things that you want to really focus on. Now, one key thing that is important to note about studying an industry, and we'll talk about this more in a future presentation, but one key thing to note is that if you are designing an idea or a solution or a product or a service in an industry that has a lot of businesses that compete in it, that's what's called a red ocean. Okay. A red ocean is basically a market that's very congested. Let's say you wanted to design a new pencil. Well, that there's a lot of companies that produce that, and that market is very saturated, meaning there's already a lot of products in this business. So if you are interested in an idea or a product or service where there isn't a lot of competition, that's what's called a blue ocean. Okay. We'll talk more about red versus blue ocean later, but let's agree that it's important to study the industry first and foremost, then really understand your business model or design a business model so that you understand where you will fit within that industry. Okay. Now, by doing that, you'll be able to identify the gaps. What will my company do, or what does my solution do that isn't out in the industry? Or what are the customers saying that they need or want that my company doesn't currently offer or have? And this could be in a spectrum of things.